It's Tuesday, it's about 9:30 and I am suppressing an urge to sneeze. There's also, up until a couple of seconds ago, there have been some very opinionated birds outside our window, which is open. So this morning, James has gone to work. I've not yet had my breakfast. I've been up for about an hour and a half. I've had some Pepsi, I've made myself some tea, although I haven't yet drunk it. And I started the day, actually I lie, I started the day by watching the Little Drops of Wonderful daily vlog with the tutorial about how to make a zipper pouch. And about 10-15 minutes in, I realised I wasn't paying proper attention to it, so I switched it off. Whilst watching that, I got a text message from Fabricland to say that my Fabricland delivery was going to be delivered at some point today. It gave me times, I think sometime between about 11 o'clock and 3 o'clock. So I'm taking that as an omen. Watching a video about bags. Watching a video about zipper bags at the same time as receiving a message to say that things I'd bought for my zipper bag are on their way. The universe is telling me something. See, I told you I was going to sneeze. Anyway, the universe is clearly telling me something. But first, I know I've talked about this a lot, I need to clear the stuff on my desk. So I set my timer on my phone for 10 minutes, and the idea being it was going to be a very focused blast of clearing up. And it's still not clear. There is so much less stuff there than when I first decided I needed to clear the desk. There is some stuff which I can't move off, like my laptop, my pens, my pen pot. I've got a voice recorder, that's there. So there are things that are going to be on the desk anyway, but it's just trying to clear off the rest of it. So I've got a cup of tea. I need to finish my cup of tea before it goes cold. I've got name and address labels which I've peeled off medication. So what I'm going to do now is sit here, chop them up to put them in the bin, drink me tea, and then maybe set my alarm for another 10 minutes. Then again, maybe not. So this is a kit I bought last year because I was making quite a lot of Christmas earrings over December. And in it had the instructions on how to fit the earring loop to this bit. I don't know, yeah, the tree. So I've kept hold of the instructions because it tells you how to open that loop and fit it all together with your pliers. However, I've just looked for the earrings so that I can actually fit the loops and the trees together and throw away the instructions, and I can't find them. I thought they were going to be in my box of earrings, Christmas earrings, but they're not. So that's fun. So what I've done is that bit of paper there is the instructions. I've torn that off here, so if I can fold properly. The instructions are going to go with my Christmas earrings, which to me seems the most logical place to keep them. And they're going to go back into my jewellery box. And that's going to go into the recycling. One more thing off the table. I've also found a button to go in my button jar. 2 more things off the table. Okay, this is strange. I started recording and then for no apparent reason the recording stopped. So I have no idea what I have or haven't got, so I'm going to start from the beginning. And I may have to talk really quickly just in case. So, it's fair to say I haven't recorded much today because I haven't really done much which is worth recording. I've been pootling around and picking up bits and sorting out stuff on my desk, which you will have seen earlier. I have a book, which you will have seen earlier, that I want to set up to be a diary or a record of all the socks I knit. On the inside I've got stickers, which is what I was recording earlier. The problem is, when I stuck the first stickers in, I stuck them in at the back of the book, so I'm going to have to use the book back to front and upside down for it to make sense. Or because if I used it the right way up, then all of the stickers would be the wrong way around, upside down at the back. So, oops. I also found this, which is the only remaining part of my staff card, my NHS staff card. And I'm quite pleased that I did cut it up, because the temptation to take it and use it to jump the queue at the supermarkets would be very, very great. So I'm very pleased that that temptation has been removed from me. But yeah, this is a plectrum for the guitar, which in fairness I don't play. But the staff card itself had a face on it, had my face on it, obviously. And I cut that up and made it into a plectrum to send to my friend Larry in Oregon, who plays the guitar. Because in 2018, not long after I'd had the problems at my old job, I remember sitting and talking to him over lunch in Charleston, West Virginia. We had Taco Bell. I was going for the full American experience of all, all permutations and all shades. And telling him about the work situation, and I nearly ended up crying over it, even though at that point it was about 6 months after I'd left the job. And I was still that upset at it. So my logic was, I didn't want to keep my staff card because that would be a reminder of the bad stuff that happened. So I thought, I know, if I cut it up, make my face into a plectrum, that kind of makes me laugh a little bit. I know Larry likes playing his guitar, and hopefully he will take it and use it to play his guitar and make beautiful things out of it, rather than dwelling on the negative elements of that particular job. So that's what I did. And this one is the bottom of the same card. I think that bit was where the logo comes, which I kept for me. So this is my partner plectrum to the one that's now in Oregon and hopefully being used. Other thing I also got was my order from Fabricland, which is quite exciting stuff. So the first thing that I got from there's more of this than I realised. This blue fabric, which is absolutely the shade I want it to be. That was absolutely spot on the shade I was looking for. Now, the bag I want to use this for probably isn't going to be made by the end of this month, because it's going to take a little bit more time and a little bit more effort, and I want it to be good. So that means doing it slowly and properly, so that may not happen before the end of the month. If I can make it happen before the end of the month, I will, but I'm not going to count on it. And then the other bag. Again, there's quite a lot of this. Interfacing. Oh gosh, that's blowing out, making my face a funny colour. People. Toggles in gunmetal, which I've never seen before, and piping cord. Now, to be fair, I probably should have got a bit more of this. This is not, that's not quite as much as I thought it was going to be. But what can you do? So that was what came in the post for me today, so that's quite exciting. So I'm still basking in the weekend that we've just had, because it was a good weekend. We got stuff done in the garden. We made a real difference in the garden. Planted potatoes, planted onions, I think it was, although I suspect I've planted them at the wrong time of the year, so goodness knows what's going to happen with them. We had a barbecue, we had a walk in the park. Overall, it was really good. We burnt some stuff, that was it. So, Sunday night, we ended up burning some of our garden waste. And there was a kind of a smell of poo going around. I was like, that's not pleasant. What had happened was, in sweeping up all of the leaves, I had also swept up the the fox poo that was lying around in the leaves. Hadn't realised it. I'd just done a great big sweep everything up, shove it in the box. So that's why we had a smell of dog poo. And then after I had put my gloves away in the potting shed, and just as I was about to come back in again, I found another load of dog poo in the box of leaves. So yesterday, just before we had the barbecue and I was clearing out all the ashes from Sunday night, firstly, I had to go through all of the ashes to see if the dog poo was still intact, because I did not want fox poo even was still intact. And it was, so I had to pull that out because I didn't want it going on the compost heap. And then I had to retrieve the second fox poo from the box of leaves so that we didn't have a second poo burning incident. You have to laugh at things like this. You really, really have to laugh. But that was, not pleasant, not nice. Really, really not nice. So, garden waste wise, we have 2 boxes of leaves and 1 box of twigs, or did have. After burning, and we basically we kept on burning stuff until the fire pit had reached its maximum capacity. At the end of that, we have 1 and a bit boxes of leaves. So we're going to have to do quite a few bonfires to get all the garden waste cleared. But we've done the first lot, so yeah, maybe later this week, next week, whatever, do a little bit more. The barbecue yesterday was lovely. There was this big discussion about whether stuff should be put in contact with the grill or not. So James cooked all of his meat direct on the grill. But I was a bit cautious about doing that because I'm vegetarian and I didn't want my food mixed up with meat juices, which I think is fair enough. So mine took a lot longer to cook than expected because I had to go through the tinfoil first. And then the barbecue lost heat, so we put some more wicks twigs on, put a bit of lighter fluid on, got it burning again, but that only lasted for a few minutes. And there was no point sitting there waiting for stuff to heat up as the barbecue was losing heat. So brought everything upstairs. Kebabs that were cooking on the barbecue got shoved into the oven, and we had those upstairs, which worked. But yeah, really good weekend. Really, really good weekend. I like weekends like that. Right, I've just tried to do another speed tidy of my desk whilst videoing it, and after about 2 minutes the recording stopped again. I suspect that's my phone trying to tell me that I'm near the end of my storage space, so I'm going to stop this now and put everything onto the computer. I'm actually wondering if I need to go check to see if I've done the thing of a pocket recording that's lasted 8 or 10 minutes or something that's taken up all my space. I'm not sure what's going on, in all honesty, but that's what needs to happen. So it is way past my bedtime. Way past my bedtime. I've been pottering around and poodling around with bits on my desk, as per normal, and I found these antiseptic wipes which are out of date, but I thought actually I was going to use them to clean my tripod, which I'm about to break if I'm not careful. Oh Lord, bit of an angle. So yeah, my lovely Joby tripod, which was a gift to me from James. I think it was a Christmas gift the year before last. But as it's been out into the garden with me, and it's been to Asda with me, it's been all over the place. Actually, it's probably a good idea to give it a bit of a clean, because goodness knows what's germs and bugs and yuckiness that's on there that it's been picked up from the garden. So yeah, that's my evening. Signing off. See you tomorrow. And when I say tomorrow, I mean 42 minutes ago.